Good morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you for coming back for another video. I'm Jules. Welcome back. Gonna be a little bit of a different video today. I need you guys' help. Some advice, some opinions. Where I'm at right now is I am starting to dip my toes further and further into the cross-stitch design world. And I'm somebody that I tend to kind of leap, before I really sort of think everything through. And that's kind of how I've started with my patterns. Like, I got the patterns, but I don't necessarily have like proper packaging. For those of you guys that have bought my I don't have anything laid out here, but for those of you guys who have bought one of my projects or products on Etsy, you'll know that they basically come in a what do I have one here? I put them in a plastic clear bag, and I have any papers available, and it's just basic paper, and the patterns are like this. Now, I do that because most of my patterns are fairly decent sized, but I'm actually looking at, just to kind of throw my face out there, or throw my patterns out there, I should say. I've been looking into advertising the needlework retailer. Like I said, I want to eventually do Nashville and some other things, but the question is, when you look at what's available most of the time when you go into a needlework store, it's, I think of like, could I bring it down? I think of like a Mill Hill kit. So I think of this awesome Mill Hill kit that I still need to do, that comes like, this really nice packaging, comes with a nice kind of a foldable leaflet, but inside is the pattern that, oh yeah, here it is. I was like, how it came downstairs. So inside is the pattern where it's like this. So it's on one page, and this is a, gosh, it doesn't say like, well, actually it does say 100 by 100. So conceivably, I could do something like this, where I have the pattern printed out on just a larger sheet of paper, one paper, where you can just fold it up. Now, for those of you guys who like physical patterns, is that something that you like? Do you prefer for it all to be in like one page? It's smaller, and it, it might be like a map that you unfold. But do you prefer that, or do you prefer multiple pages? That's the question that I'm having right now, because I'm gonna need to sort of settle. Well, I don't have to settle on anything. I mean, I can always change my mind, and gosh knows I do all the time. But if I get into this, like when I get into this, like, I'm just trying to figure out like what's the best route to break into like cross stitch stores, and how does that work? And I do need to, and I am going to reach out again, not again, I talk to her fairly often, but I need to reach out and really have a sit down with Christine at a stitching shop and talk to her about her opinions on it, what she thinks would do well, because she's the one who's like the expert when it comes to what people seem to want. But I don't know, because then you got something like Scarlet Quince that has their own booklets, and with these massive patterns, which I like. But I know that, like myself and some of you guys out there that like these really big projects, we are maybe on the minority, or I should say we're on the minority when it comes to what sells at a cross stitch store. But is it just mostly just, is the most important thing the design? Like, is that just, like, if you saw a design that you loved and you're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome, and it was bigger than you were comfortable with, would you get it? Or would you prefer for it to be as small as possible? Or do you just want the picture to look as good as possible? I try and meet picture as good as possible with small as possible, with as few as colors as possible. But the focus, the number one, it's like if it's a pyramid, the number one thing is quality of the finished product. So if it's a little bit harder, if it's a little bit more labor intensive, you need a bit more floss or a larger piece of fabric, I think it's worth it. That's just me. But I wanted your opinion on it to just help me out and just see what you think and be honest, be like, you know what, I wish your patterns were this, I wish your patterns were that. I'd buy your pattern, but it's blah. It's probably I'll buy your pattern, but it's too big. So I wouldn't be surprised. And that's fine, because everybody's different, and I'm not for everybody, that's for sure. So along those lines, in terms of also trying to get ready, I actually finally got some mat board and some foam backing, and I'm shooting for later today to get a couple of things framed. And I have to, because next Tuesday I got to give the Reaper to my buddy. So I've got to get this thing done and done basically. And I want to do the lioness that I think I have enough matting for that. And then I want to do the Eiffel Tower as well. I don't know if I have a frame large enough for that. But anyway, so we'll see. finally getting some things. Excuse me. Finally getting some things done. Sometimes a little kick in the pants is all one needs. But you can see me now. My allergies are killing me so far this year. I'm really happy it's almost August, because I have been coughing up a storm. With allergies, my eyes are all red when I wake up in the morning. I'm like tears, when I'm trying to get to work, and it's just from just looking out and about. So anyway, I have some new patterns that I'm getting ready to put on the store later today, but I'm not going to show you said patterns just yet, because who knows, maybe I don't get them on today. But I don't want to show you them before they're actually up and ready to go. But there's some really pretty things going up there, and but anyway, check out the store, links down below if you would like to. Now, finally, we're almost 8 minutes into the video, and I can show you the project progress that I have made this week. So let me show you. I've got two in my thing. I have stitched a ton this week, and by a ton, I mean like Sunday I know I stitched over 1,000 stitches. It was like 1,100. And Saturday it was about 600. Thursday I've probably stitched about 3,000 stitches this week at least, on two of my own projects, because I'm finally figuring it out that I need to actually get these done. The first one I'm going to show you is my Twin Towers memorial cross stitch thing. Cross stitch thing sounds terrible, but here it is. So I'm stitching it on 25 count. So it's very artsy, and it is sort of a little bit of a watercolor kind of thing. That is not the Twin Towers. This is just part of the New York City skyline. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. You got the river here. So anyway, so I'm just trying to see around and see what it looks like. So that building's pretty much coming in, but the rest of it needs to kind of progress. And I picked up some more colors while I was out today, because I needed to really fill in some spaces that I hadn't filled in yet. But it's just got to keep on going. So, but I got a lot done, and I'm really enjoying the colors on this one. This is 25 count, so I'm doing tent, or otherwise known as half stitches, 1/1, and I am, wait, is it 1/1 or 2/1? 2/1. I'm like, what is it, guys? It's 2/1. It's 2/1. Blah, 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 blah. Oh man, suddenly I can't think of anything. But I'm working on it, so it's good. And then the next one I got like another 1,500 stitches on it. My Empire State Workers. The third guy is coming in. Here he goes. So yeah, he's coming in quite nicely. Actually, no, that's all him, and so that's his arm sticking out there. So you can see how he's coming into view, And then the next guy is sitting over here, but I think I'm going to go down and work on this guy's legs for now. But we're just working on this one. This one is going to be so incredibly gorgeous when it's done. I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it's done. I am super excited. This is the same thing, 25 count. I'm going 2/1 half stitch. It works really well, and I am using DMC, and it works really well with you know, with this kind of pattern. So anyway, neither one of these are full coverage. They're just sort of they're not, so you theoretically could use whatever color fabric you want. I just tend to go with white because for me that just sets off the cross stitch that much more. So, but we'll see. Yeah, outside of that, it's just I actually took today off. It is Wednesday, and I took an extra day off in the middle of the week, primarily just because I needed a break. But tomorrow we have my friends that are in town. I'm going to hang out with one of their kids tomorrow who haven't seen her in at least 2 years. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have fun. And then I'll see the rest of them next week. But I've got to get Reaper done. So when I finally get Reaper framed, and when I get the other things framed, I'll do a quick little video and show you guys. Am I going to show you how I frame them? I don't know, because you may not want to see how I actually get those things to be framed. Maybe I don't want to show you how it happens, but but I don't want to show you the process, because I can assure you that there's going to be a lot of frustration, just because that's just how it goes with me. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great summer, and I hope you're getting a lot of good stitching done. You're staying safe and healthy, and yeah, I hope you are continuing to do that. And the next time I see you, it'll almost be August. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then we'll go from there. So, anything to add, Binky? No, she was just getting herself turned around, ready to go to bed. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. I really, really want to know. I'm just debating this right now on how to go about figuring out how to present, you know, cross stitch patterns in a way that you guys are like, yeah, this works for you, and you can stitch it, and it's fun, and it's good, and yeah, just let me know, and I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week, if not earlier, if I get all these things framed. Hopefully I'll get them framed very, very soon, and we'll just kind of go from there. So yay, Chicago, let's go Bears, and take care, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.